both teams, well, Parramatta in particular, cut about. David Lydiard comes in jumper 14 to full back to line Gary Jack. The three quarters for the Tigers, Lawson, Bridge, Davidson and French. Booth is out of there. Hunt, Kenny, Ella, Gross for Parramatta. For Balmain, Greg Lane as the half. And recently back from a stint in England, playing his first game back in Australia, Stevie Martin. Would be guaranteed of a spot there in a normal Parramatta team. That big fellow. This is Mark Lawson. Gary Bridge.
Well, Balmain are setting for something, and I think the man here that'll do all the danger will be Steve Martin. He's the general at the moment in the Balmain pack, and he's doing a lot of organising of their play.
Roach. Taylor around the legs with Quinn. Parramatta backs to the wall job at the moment. Beautiful ball. Davidson. Short of the line and held by Groth and Ella. Gary Jack. Last tackle, Martin, that's not a good kick. It's gone back behind Gary Bridge. And he was a sitting duck for Muggleton and Mayers. That'll be the turnover. Parramatta scrambling in there, trying to get a quick play.
I think this is a very important time for both sides, the last 10 minutes and a half. We recognise it as a danger period.
French, picked up by Lydia. Guest commentator with us today, Peter Sterling. Good run by Brooks. Hard. And straight. Put down by Schofield. Advantage rule applies. Parramatta decide to spin it quickly. Kenny, he's dangerous. Kenny, he's through a gap to the halfway. Cut down by Davidson. Good chase by Davidson. Parramatta very dangerous on the first and last tackles. But I'm not so sure that the first tackle is the one that you should be doing it on today. But the records show that they've got a clean slate in that area. Nobody can criticise them. Taylor was on the end of a forward pass for sure. That's what the crowd groaned at. Stewart, Lydiard, a juggle. Then he's lost it with the impact of the tackle. Referee says knock backwards. Play on. Hunt. There's that big step by Hunt. Into an opening. A fend off. Inside to Mosley. He'll score. Referee's gone down. He's up. Mosley's in. Try to Parramatta. 4-0 under the sticks. That critical 10 minutes in front of half-time. Lydiard. Mark Laurie. Parramatta's 22 line. Stewart. He's got 5 metres of ground there from a dummy half run. Taylor. These two sides played, of course, earlier this year in a trial at Cessnock. A tremendously successful promotion up at Cessnock. Parramatta won it 16-0. In fact, I saw a comment from John Money where he believes Parramatta hasn't played that well since. Henry Tartner, president up there these days. Doing a good job too, the former St George man. Ella's kick. Lawson, he's lost it. He's still lost it. There's a chance on here. Neil Hunt, no, the touch judge has got his flag up. Touch judge has got his flag up. Those blue and gold flags will go down very quickly.
And Lawson can thank his lucky stars that he did put his foot into touch. It was a touch and go situation, and if he hadn't have put his foot into touch, that was a certain try to Neil Hunt.
Did any of you people at home catch the face of Neil Hunt when he turned?
You know, I'm surprised that Balmain are doing this the tough way. Lydiard's been playing fairly flat behind the line, and here comes the clearing kick now. But that could have happened a tackle or two earlier with a good chase by Balmain, and then pin Parramatta down in their own half. It wasn't that a fantastic take by Lydiard. That was Bobby Simpson in the slips.
It's not the first time he's done it. Peter Sterling is never carrying a bright complexion, but he went a pale shade of white as he dived for that one. Here's Kenny getting it to Ella. Ella's into an opening. Groth comes on the inside. Look at the big man travelling. Still going. Still going. Groth, he might slide over. No, he's a metre short.
What a fantastic run by Eric Groth. No one else would have been able to fight his way through probably 5 or 6 tacklers and 20 metres of Balmain defence.
And here it is with Taylor. In fact, I can recall here at Leichhardt running into that very same corner last year. He scored one of his big tries. It's with Mosley. He puts it up. That's going to be too deep. Gary Jack was obliged to put it over the dead ball line, I feel. And it's going to be a line dropout. Well, Gary, he had a real problem here. He knew he had it covered, but then he realised that he had to put it over the dead ball line himself, and it's a line dropout. Well, Kenny, Ella, Growth, they have plunged Parramatta deep into the Balmain territory, and here's Duffy, an awful line dropout. And that really was probably a complimentary word to use to describe it. To the blind side goes, or to the open side goes Muggleton, almost losing it, and then pitchforked.
Parramatta putting a lot of pressure on in this opening minutes of the second half because they've been controlling the ball.
Mosley, he could see the line, but he couldn't get the arms and the ball over it. Dummy half, Mayers, he's almost hit the upright. And played back to Mosley, to Ella, a little grub kick through. And Ella, I'm just looking to see whether he is claiming interference. In fact, he is. He's pointing at a couple of Balmain players. It went unchecked. But it's another line dropout for the Tigers.
Gary Jack will be hoping for a better result from this one.
It is. Much, much better. The crowd.
But look who he's kicked it to.
And here comes Eric. The Parramatta crowd stands and roars as he bulldogs his way into them. Stewart, 22 metres out. Mosley, Mayers, lapping up this opportunity to take a head-on confrontation with two of the other young front-row hopefuls. Quinn, good ball. Muggleton went over the top of them like Moss Trooper. He's tackled about 8 metres out from the Balmain line. Mosley's the dummy half, swept to Taylor, on to Quinn, and then to Laurie to Ella. And Ella's 15 out. Laurie's the dummy half. Back to Taylor. Up goes the bomb. Duffy might be offside. Hunt's going up there. It's down to Kenny. He sweeps it away. Muggleton dives, but it's no try. No try. He's ruled a forward pass, I do believe, from Kenny to Muggleton. Almost. Scrum win to the Eels. Kenny's gone to the blind. There's a gap there for Ella. Ella's inside the 22. They've got him. Growth coming up. Ella. Oh, he's done it all himself. That's Ella magic. The zip man is in. Well, I thought they had him for sure. In fact, I think the replay will show 4. Let's update the score. Parramatta 12, Balmain 2. NEC big game. Stewart. Hunt. Pengilly.
This would be a big day for him. He's certainly not on a televised game. I don't know if he's played first grade before, but what a great feeling from a young fellow to the country to go on in Parramatta, the Premier's colours, in a game such as this, and they're leading.
Lawson. Bridge. Outside 22. Look at Mears going after him. With Taylor, they combine to pull him down. That's how fast this youngster is, the number 11 for the Eels. Hemsley. The good stretch to the left is required for Balmain, and there's got to be an overlap. They're doing it too. Wayne Pearce. Oh, they've come back inside. Schofield. Roach looks now in vain for support. But all they had to do was push the ball to the left extreme. Martin. Through Jack. Brooks. Bridge. Little chip ahead. And Taylor's cleaned it up on the 22 line. Not really in the play, but he should have at least had his eyes on the ball.
Parramatta have got a chance out here to the right-hand side. I don't know if they'll settle for a win 12-2 or they'll look for another try, but they've certainly got extras on that side of the field.
Mayers. Mosley. There's 2 or 3 very tired boys out there amongst the big men. Hunt. 5 tackles gone for the Parramatta side. Mayers sweeping it back for Steve Ella to set himself for a drop goal. He's hit the upright, has come back. Mosley's got the ball, but it's a penalty to Balmain. Kenny, I think, was to be the captain, but he hadn't arrived at the ground. So Taylor, who had, was told to go and toss and put the captain's hat on. Kenny arrived and said, "You're kidding. I missed out by 5 minutes being captain." And there's the siren. It's all over. This match at Leichhardt Oval, won by Parramatta over Balmain by 12 points to 2. For the Eels, their tries by Mike Mosley and Steve Ella. Ella kicked 2 goals. And for Balmain, just that penalty goal kicked by David Brooks. As the players file from a very muddy Leichhardt Oval, you can see that a lot of them have been doing it tough out there. Maybe not so much Eric. There's Wayne Pearce just exchanging a joke with him. The face of David Brooks, as we take you from here to a commercial and then back with the announcement of the man of the match.
Don't forget to subscribe, add your comments, and share your memories. If you have any old VHS tapes or even DVD to dispose, let me know. Drop me an email on ceagle666@gmail.com.